Okay, so apparently Oda put out a special Q&A session where he answered uh like a very specific set of questions. So I found this one Twitter user, Pew Peace, and he listed out in a series of tweets each of Oda's questions. So we're gonna go through them. All right, question one. When Luffy is using Gear 5, he pulls out things like goggles and a baseball helmet from what looks like Hagoromo. Feathered Raymond? Raymond? Please tell us how it works. Oda's answer is the entrance to Nika's fantasy. Okay, so basically like Toon Force powers, which is what we kind of already knew. All right, second question. Sabo inherited the Mera Mera no Mi, Flame Flame Fruit. He's demonstrating its power to the fullest. Did he do some training to properly use the Mera Mera no Mi? Oda's answer, and he's training every day. I think that Sabo, who regained his memory, remembered a lot of things. Yeah, yeah. All right. Next question. Uh, has Dragon ever lived together with Luffy? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, like, yeah, were they ever under the same? Okay. And Oda's answer, no, at least not in what Luffy remembers. He is different with Kuma because he's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, and if their parentage relationship is revealed, it'll endanger Luffy's life. I wonder what kind of feeling he felt when he's forced to leave his family, and what he did, and what did he thought when he saw his son in Logtown. Okay, so Dragon had a certain reason for not being in Luffy's life at an earlier age, which kind of makes sense with stuff that we've been seeing in Egghead. All right, fourth question. The ship of Blackbeard pirates is named the Saber of Zebek. Does that have any relation to Rox D. Zebek? I mean, Oda's answer, Zebek is the name of a sailing ship, so it could be a coincidence or maybe not. I mean, like, it's One Piece. Like, it's for sure connected. I don't think there's like there's hardly ever instances like actually no I don't think I can say that. I was gonna say there's hardly any instances of like two things being called like the same thing or have like the same like special denotation, but they end up having nothing to do with each other. I'm sure I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's those exist. But all right, moving on. The fifth question: the Kamusari Divine Departure attack that took out Kid in one hit, was that move taught by Roger or did Shanks learn it by imitating him? Answer: he remembered it because he always looks up to Roger. It's not just something that anyone from the Roger Pirates can imitate, so Shanks' talent is quite astonishing. Okay. All right. So kind of also confirming that we've already been like the idea that Shanks like looked up to Roger so much that yeah, he's basically has his fighting style whatnot. So, okay. Next question. Please tell us how the bounty system of the Cross Guild works. Answer: the Fleet Admiral is 5 crowns, and Admiral is 3 crowns. Vice Admiral is 5 stars. Rear Admiral, 3 stars. Captain Commander, 1 star. Field Officers, 1,000,000 berries, 1 billion. And Company Officer below, 100,000 berries. 1 crown is 10 stars. Okay. So what? A fleet admiral is 5 billion. I think. Am I doing that math right? 5 crowns, 50 stars, 50 times 100 million. Yeah. Damn. So Sakazuki Akainu, he has the one of, I guess, the highest bounties in the series. Technically. But okay, moving on. Seventh question. As the 10th ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, what kind of work does Kuzan Aokiji actually do? Does he have subordinates? Aokiji, or answer is, he has subordinates. He's not the type to obey everything Blackbeard says. For Kuzan, being part of a pirate crew doesn't necessarily mean he must do evil deeds. Rather, it implies living freely. However, as a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, it seems he has also caused many casualties. Here I go killing again. But yeah, no, that also lines up with what we probably have already assumed about Kuzan. Where like he joined Blackbeard's crew for his own goal, and we've also known him to not be like a murderous psychopath. You know, like Akainu. Like he generally does try to help out his friends and try to do the greater good. Blah blah blah. Generally. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, eighth question. What kind of system is the World Military Draft that added Fujitora and Ryokugyu into the Navy forces? Countries affiliated with the world government have their own soldiers for protection through the World Military Draft. The Marines strengthen their military by drafting the most capable soldiers from these ranks. This draft also became a trigger for the recent Eight-Nation Revolution, as the weakening of national defense forces may have contributed to the revolution's success. Okay, interesting. So, on one hand, this military draft, it strengthened the Marines, like, considerably, it seems. But at the same time, that, like, forced conscription or whatever, like, it might have triggered a revolution, and that said revolution might have contributed to the oh wait, no, it's saying the weakening of national defense forces contributed to the revolution's success. Okay, so basically they lost manpower and the revolution uh, essentially was able to win, or the revolution took place, I guess. Like, succeeded. All right, next question. Question 9. Please tell us about the Rocky Port incident that became the cause of Kobe being hailed as a hero. Okay. Since explaining it would take too long, and I don't think this will be depicted in the main story. What? So we're never going to actually see. I mean, I guess of all the events to just like off screen. Damn, that's kind of disappointing, but all right, let me continue. So don't think it'll be depicted in the main story, but here's the summary of the Rocky Port incident. Hearing that the pirate island holds an important poneglyph, Law hijacked a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port and infiltrated the island. Okay, so Rocky Port isn't a place? I thought it was a place. Okay. Law hijacked a massive passenger ship called the Rocky Port and infiltrated the island. This ship happened to be carrying the king and important noblemen of a certain country. However, the ship Law wanted to board was actually a smuggling vessel, flying the same nation's flags and involved in dealings with Pirate Island, which led to major trouble. Law clashed with the pirates, and soon after, Kobe and Blackbeard separately arrived on the island for their own reasons. Okay, so Law was already there. Hijacked. So Law was thinking that he was just hijacking a passenger ship, but this passenger ship was actually a smuggling vessel that was taking him to Pirate Island. So did Law not originally even mean to be at Pirate Island? Is kind of what it sounds like. But anyway. So where was I? Soon after, Kobe and Blackbeard separately arrived on the island for their own reasons, leading the three to join forces. As a result of this incident, to join forces. So Law, Blackbeard, and Kobe worked together. As a result of this incident, Blackbeard became the king of Pirate Island, while was recognized as one of the 7 warlords of the seas, and Kobe was hailed as a hero. And we're not going to be able to see this story ever? That's kind of disappointing. I mean, like, again, of all the off-screen, of all the events to be off-screened, I guess this wouldn't be. Well, actually, I don't know. Like, what other like major mysterious events besides like God Valley and whatever happened in the Void Century? Like, what other events or incidents do we know of or have heard of that I mean, has this significant of an impact? Blackbeard becoming the king of Pirate Island, Law recognized as one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and Kobe being hailed as a hero off screen. Oh, okay. I'll give you a pass for this, Oda, because you've been cooking since. Well, I mean, you've been cooking for like 25 years, but fine. Is all I'm gonna say about that. Fine. All right. Final question. During the God Valley incident, St. Garling went and confronted the pirates, but how strong is his combat abilities? An answer: he's strong. There's a reason for his strength. Okay, so I think that's more or less just confirming that, well, implying at least that Garling was able to hold his own against Roger and uh, the Rocks Pirates and possibly Garp. But yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting session. I'm really hoping Oda doesn't stick to this. Explaining would be too long, and I don't think this will be depicted in the main story. But at the very least, I'd like to see like little glimpses of what happened. You know, because like, I mean, we're trying to think of like I'm thinking about what Law's end game in the story is going to be. So like, he's going to be coming back, and yeah, I guess like these 3 characters have a bit of a history with each other. That, I mean, we've explored Kobe's and Blackbeard's, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of these other uh, questions I think were somewhat intuitive or just obvious. But this one, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Well, I mean, no, I do know how I feel. I feel a bit disappointed. Like, I'm hoping Oda doesn't stick to this because, well, actually, I don't know. I'm having conflicting feelings on it. It's just, on one hand, I'm disappointed because it's a whole like backstory or like whole like incident that we will only ever see the repercussions of, versus like at the same time it probably wasn't like of the things that we know of the Rocky Port incident. I feel like we probably have already gotten all the major details that we needed, outside of the fact that I noticed Oda did not mention Wang Ji or Ochoku or whatever that other Rocks Pirates member was in the Rocky Port incident. So what's that about? Maybe that's how Oda will like go further into it if he starts talking about the Rocks Pirates more. But yeah, I don't know. Bit disappointed to see that this incident is only ever going to be like off screened. But yeah, that was fun.